How are we all doing today? Fantastic, I hope. 1 Samuel, chapter 11. Now Nahash, the Ammonite, went up and besieged Jabesh Gilead and all the men of Jabesh, and said to Nahash, "Make a covenant with us, and we will serve you." But Nahash, the Ammonite, said to them, "I will make it with you on this condition, that I will gouge out the right eye of every one of you, and thereby I will inflict a disgrace on all Israel." So the elders of Jabesh said to him, "Allow us 7 days to send messengers throughout the territory of Israel. Then, if there is no one to save us, we will come out to you." Then the messengers came to Gibeah of Saul and spoke these words in the hearing of the people. And all the people raised their voices and wept. Now behold, Saul was coming from the field behind the oxen. And Saul said, "What is the matter with the people that they weep?" So they reported to him the words of the men of Jabesh. Then the Spirit of God rushed upon Saul when he heard these words, and he became very angry. Then he took a yoke of oxen and cut them in pieces, and sent them throughout the territory of Israel by the hand of messengers, saying, "Whoever does not come out after Saul and after Samuel, the same shall be done to his oxen." Then the dread of the Lord fell on the people, and they came out as one person. He counted them in Bezek, and the sons of Israel were 300,000, and the men of Judah 30,000. They said to the messengers who had come, "This is what you shall say to the men of Jabesh Gilead. Tomorrow, by the time the sun is hot, you will be saved." So the messengers went and told the men of Jabesh, and they rejoiced. Then the men of Jabesh said, "Tomorrow we will come out to you, and you may do to us whatever seems good to you." The next morning Saul put the people in 3 companies, and they came into the midst of the camp at the morning watch, and struck and killed the Ammonites until the heat of the day. And those who survived scattered, so that no 2 of them were left together. Then the people said to Samuel, "Who is he that said, 'Shall Saul reign over us?' Bring the men, so that we may put them to death." But Saul said, "Not a single person shall be put to death this day, for today the Lord has brought about victory in Israel." Then Samuel said to the people, "Come, and let us go to Gilgal and renew the kingdom there." So all the people went to Gilgal, and there they made I'm sorry. So all the people went to Gilgal, and there they made Saul king before the Lord in Gilgal. There they also offered sacrifices of peace offerings before the Lord. And there Saul and all the men of Israel rejoiced greatly. 1 Samuel chapter 12. Then Samuel said to all Israel, "Behold, I have listened to your voice, for all that you said to me, and I have appointed a king over you. Now, here is the king walking before you. But as for me, I am old and gray, and my sons are here with you. And I have walked before you since my youth to this day. Here I am. Testify against me before the Lord and his anointed. Whose ox have I taken, or whose donkey have I taken, or whom have I exploited? Whom have I oppressed, or from whose hand have I taken a bribe to close my eyes with it? I will return it to you." And they said, "You have not exploited us, or oppressed us, or taken anything from anyone's hand." So he said to them, "The Lord is witness against you, and his anointed is witness this day, that you have found nothing in my hand." And they said, "He is witness." Then Samuel said to the people, "It is the Lord who appointed Moses and Aaron, and who brought your fathers up from the land of Egypt. Now then, take your stand, so that I may enter into judgment with you before the Lord concerning all the righteous acts of the Lord that he did for you and your fathers. When Jacob went into Egypt, and your fathers cried out to the Lord, then the Lord sent Moses and Aaron, who brought your fathers out of Egypt and settled them in this place. But they forgot the Lord their God. So he sold them into the hand of Sisera, commander of the army of Hazor, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab, and they fought against them. They cried out to the Lord and said, "We have sinned, because we have abandoned the Lord and have served the Baals and the Ashtaroth. But now save us from the hands of our enemies, and we will serve you." Then the Lord sent Jerubbaal, Bedan, Jephthah, and Samuel, and saved you from the hands of your enemies all around you, so that you lived in security. But when you saw that Nahash, the king of the sons of Ammon, was coming against you, you said to me, "No, but a king shall reign over us." Yet the Lord your God was your king. And now, behold, the king whom you have chosen, whom you have asked for, and behold, the Lord has put a king over you. But you will fear the Lord and serve him, and listen to his voice, and not rebel against the command of the Lord. Then both you and the king who reigns over you will follow the Lord your God. But if you do not listen to the voice of the Lord, but rebel against the command of the Lord, then the hand of the Lord will be against you, even as it was against your fathers. Even now, take your stand and see this great thing which the Lord is going to do before your eyes. Is it not the wheat harvest today? I will call to the Lord, and he will send thunder and rain. Then you will know and see that your wickedness is great, which you have done in the sight of the Lord, by asking for yourselves a king. So Samuel called to the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel. Then all the people said to Samuel, Pray to the Lord your God for your servants, so that we do not die. For we have added to all our sins this evil, by asking for ourselves a king. Samuel said to the people, Do not fear. You have committed all this evil, yet do not turn aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. Indeed, you must not turn aside, for then you would go after useless things which cannot benefit or save. These are hitting hard. Because they are useless. For the Lord will not abandon his people on account of his great name, because the Lord has been pleased to make you a people for himself. Furthermore, as for me, far be it from me that I would sin against the Lord by ceasing to pray for you, but I will instruct you in the good and right way. Only fear the Lord and serve him, in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you. But if you still do evil, both you and your king, you will be swept away. Sheesh! Bro, Samuel was spitting some super hot fire. 1 Samuel chapter 13. Saul was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned for 42 years over Israel. Now Saul chose for himself 3,000 men of Israel, of whom 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash, and in the hill country of Bethel, while 1,000 were in Jonathan at Gibeah of Benjamin. But he sent the rest of the people away, each to his tent. And Jonathan attacked the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard about it. Then Saul blew the trumpet throughout the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear. And all Israel heard the news that Saul had attacked the garrison of the Philistines, and also that Israel had become repulsive to the Philistines. Then the people were summoned to Saul at Gilgal. Now the Philistines assembled to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen, and people like the sand which is on the seashore in abundance. And they came up and camped in Michmash, east of Beth-aven. When the men of Israel saw that they were in trouble, for the people were hard pressed, then the people kept themselves hidden in caves, in crevices, in cliffs, in crypts, and in pits. And some of the Hebrews crossed the Jordan into the land of Gad and Gilead. But as for Saul, he was still in Gilgal, and all the people followed him, trembling. Now he waited for 7 days, until the appointed time that Samuel had set. But Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and the people were scattering from him. So Saul said, Bring me the burnt offering and the peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering, but as soon as he finished offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him and to greet him. But Samuel said, What have you done? And Saul said, Since I saw that the people were scattering from me, and that you did not come at the appointed time, and that the Philistines were assembling at Michmash, I thought, now the Philistines will come down against me at Gilgal, and I have not asked the favor of the Lord. So I worked up the courage and offered the burnt offering. But Samuel said to Saul, You have acted foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded of you. For the Lord would now have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom shall not endure. The Lord has sought for himself a man after his own heart, and the Lord has appointed him ruler over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you. Then Samuel set out and went up from Gilgal to Gibeah of Benjamin. And Saul counted the people who were present with him, about 600 men. Now Saul, his son Jonathan, and all the people who were present with them were staying in Geba of Benjamin, while the Philistines camped at Michmash. Then raiders came from the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned toward Ophrah, to the land of Shaul, and another company turned toward Beth Horon, and another company turned toward the border that overlooks the valley of Zeboim, toward the wilderness. Now no blacksmith could be found in all the land of Israel, because the Philistines said, "Otherwise the Hebrews will make swords or spears." So all Israel went down to the Philistines, each to sharpen his plowshare, his mattock, his axe, and his hoe. The charge was 2/3 of a shekel for the plowshares, the mattocks, the forks, and the axes, and to fix the cattle goads. So it came about on that day of battle that neither sword nor spear was found in the hands of any of the people who were with Saul and Jonathan, but they were found with Saul and his son Jonathan. And the garrison of the Philistines went out to the gorge of Michmash. Saul and his boy Jonathan, the only one with some weaponry out here. Good thing he's a legend. We'll find out soon enough. Thank you very much. I love you. God bless you. Hope all is well. Amen.